Hi guys, this is yours and only Monica with the K in this series of my own confessions, series of Hands of the Devil, to stop trafficking, to stop sexual harassment and molestations in our world, to create heaven on earth, stability and harmony and safe environments for God-like beings that are working under a structure of our wonderful Lord and our Jesus Christ, role model and Savior, bringing us over here to this beautiful vibration of a warrior. In this video, another topic, it is called confessions and forgiveness. So while I was just walking towards the kitchen, another topic was offered to me that I should speak about to you all when it comes to our behavior of sexually stained being. Confession is a very important and very key activity that we all have to develop, either if we were stained or not stained. Confession is pretty much our hearted kind of explanation to God. God already knows what happened. God already knows that we have been stained. God already understands what happened in the whole cycle of humanity and generations of human beings with soul, and reaching the point of no soul in many beings. This is why it is such a critical times that we are opening up right now, because there is more and more beings who have no soul, who have no shine, and right now they became the parasites to pretty much everybody. And so we are here to inspire those dying cells, just like in the cancer body. What happens in a human being that has cancer body? It's that the unhealthy cells, the cancerous cells, are, right? They jump on the healthy cell and they overtake the healthy cell. And then the healthy cell eventually became unhealthy cell, cancerous cell, and then that's how the cancer spreads throughout the body. Isn't it the same what we have been just talking about, being stained, becoming the hands of the devil? Isn't it the same similar process that is happening and staining our own sexuality, almost leaving none of us who are here to fight for pure sexuality, for purity and unity with God? Isn't this the times that we are in? It is exactly just in a cancerous body, a person who is fighting the cancer. And confession is something, when we are confessing something to God, we are confessing of our guilt. We are confessing, because guilt is actually a side effect of our miswrongdoing. So the guilt actually comes over us because it's the side effect of something wrong that we have acted wrongfully. And when our value system of God is reawakening again, the guilt there will be more and more guilt in us, because we are more conscious and aware. We are coming back to God's reality, to God's qualities, and therefore we are becoming more, and we feel more and more guilty, because we automatically understand the feeling of guilt that we've done something wrong. And so confessing is really a form of releasing this guilt. This is the way we release the guilt, by confessing it. We are confessing it. We are taking it out of our system and saying that we believe that we have done something wrong. And now we ask for guidance how it can be fixed, right? So, because if we do not fix the situation right at the point where we did the miswrongdoing, or we believe we did the miswrongdoing, and we do not confess, therefore we 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 I don't know what is the word. We actually allow ourselves to mention that yes, we feel bad for what we've done, and therefore this energy can be released from us and can be cancelled out. Okay, but if we live in ignorance and we are constantly doing the wrong acts as sexual predators are doing without feeling guilty, they get to the point where they don't even know, they do not know what guilt feels like, because they were allowed to get to such point, to such level of arrogance, that they really become the very devil. It's not just hands of the devil, it's mind of the devil. It travels through the body like the cancer, and you eventually become the devil. Okay, the book and this series is called Hands of the Devil, because that's how it usually travels through. But now then you become the mind of the devil, and when you become the mind of the devil, that's when there is these guys who have these sick websites, when they're videotaped, you know, children of young age having sex with old gentlemen, and so you literally become, they literally became the devil, and they are to be we look at them as animals, we look at them as because they have not confessed for so long, and they hold all these very, very toxic energies inside of themselves, so they are considered as highly dangerous men. That's why we do not even wish to forgive this man, right? How do you look at a man who molested hundreds of children, a priest who molested hundreds of children, and nothing was being done to stop him? How do you feel about this gentleman opening up to public and speaking about how it felt great and how he was aroused and how he loved them and how he was attracted by a 11-month baby, and that he performed a sexual act on the 11th? How do you feel an individual like that? How do you think that God feels about an individual like that? Individual who have not been confessing and who has been misusing the very, very structure of God, the outfit of God, and inside it was a devil living. So if you do not confess, you are becoming that very dangerous man to all of us. And confessing allows you to next time feel more guilt when you do something wrong. So there's going to be more guilt comes over you, because it's helping you. See, the guilt is actually helping you. It's a healthy side effect, because it is helping you to see that you've done something wrong. And so when we are stained, we do a whole bunch of things wrong, right? When we have been broken into, many of us, we develop a feeling like we deserve certain. So what happens is that the victims usually turn out to be like materialistic kind of gold diggers and bragging, because see, when you was broken into and you became empty, then you start to feel the void, and you maybe steal or you become ignorant to those activities, because you always want to replace that which was taken from you. You want to replace it by anything that there is from outside. So to you, stealing becomes nothing. And once that activity is locked to you, then you are just so okay with taking things that are not yours, because that's what really happened at that very early age, that very bright shine was taken from you. Your activity is still creating this dark cloud around you, and it's growing. And when you consciously want to stop, you need to start confessing, so you start feeling guilty. Because when you start feeling guilty, trust me, that's actually a great sign that you are coming back to your senses. Coming back to your senses, to your earthly senses, coming back to qualities of God, coming back to the value system of God, and it actually allows you to get out of that very darkness, because you are consciously now seeing yourself how you was creating the reality it's not correct. It is an activity that if it was developed all the way from early childhood and you are by a certain age, now you are programmed to take. So the way how you get yourself out of such activity is to really start confessing and asking God for forgiveness. So next time there is going to be bigger warning. Something really happens that you learn so fast. So this embarrassment kind of feeling comes over you. It's good to feel embarrassed, because you know what? More you feel embarrassed now, more you consciously confess now, trust me, you release more and more of this inflammation, and you become a very healthy self that is going to be warning and informing and bringing information to all the other cancerous cells who became cancerous cells to help them. But we are coming into times where we are also trying to or intending to protect our younger generations. So we are actually focusing big times on the young generations to not get stained, which is very hard nowadays because this virus is pretty much everywhere. And how do we teach them such? Is when we become the purity. So they at least have some amount of role models that did something about illegal activity. When we in front of the children act against the illegal activity, that we go and complain about it and we go and do something about it in God's name, we are showing and we are teaching the children how to become the divine warriors. If we are only teaching them this in the childhood, trust me, at the certain point of their age, they would not have to confess, because there would be nothing to confess, because they would be already born to be the divine warriors. They would already have the God's qualities and value system, because we were the role models to them. We were the Jesus to them. We were the Jesus Christ to them. The Jesus Christ worked through us to the very children. And we cleaned ourselves of all that was dragging us down, and we really become the purity. So find the time to confess and speak to God, and then you will be forgiven. I'll tell you a short, quick story how Lassie, my little doggy, when I was working at this Czechoslovakian club, and it was the mentality of the devil itself, and God wanted me to work there so I would learn and witness everything so I can actually go and save the place. But always when I came from there, my nervous system was so out of control, because being around people who are highly overcame by devil, it is quite challenging, because all you hear in your consciousness is just their way of being. So it becomes, it's the toxicity just comes with you home. And I would go for a walk with my dogs, and I was kind of like, you know, like ant up, and I wasn't happy, because I just came from such environment. So I was kind of, when he was running around and being all over the place, I would yell at him, and because I wasn't at peace. And so longer I did it towards him, those months that I was working there, he actually started to really rebel, because he kind of was copying my behavior. And one day I just lay down next to him, because he didn't want to have anything to do with me, pushed me so away and said, I don't want to have anything to do with you. So I came down to him and I started to cry, and I started to realize my behavior and how that club was affecting me and how it was affecting him. And I cried out to him and I asked for forgiveness. I confessed, I told him about my behavior, how sorry I felt about it. And surely enough, how amazing and beautiful this story comes up to is that he, literally within an hour, he was right by my foot, he was listening, he came to give me a kiss. It was the most amazing thing. So please confess. I love you guys so much, and keep going. I'm here for you. Love you.